Hiya lovelies, or welcome if you're new here, I'm Linz. So I am going to be making cottage pie today using a combination of the hob and the air fryer. Now I done the shepherd's pie, which is made with lamb. Cottage pie is made with beef, just in case you didn't know that. I done the shepherd's pie one sort of using the Ninja itself, using the drawer to do everything in. And I am going to link, I'll put a card up here. I will say a lot of people were having issues with the topping on that because I done thin, sort of like crisp looking, chip looking things. If you are going to do it that way, then pop them into the microwave 2 or 3 minutes first, and that will eliminate any sneaky little raw bits that might affect you. But I'm not doing it that way today. I'm going to bring this down and start, and I'll explain. So this is my hob, shall we say. This oil is heating up a little bit now. I don't know how this microphone is going to react to this noise of frying, but hopefully you'll still be able to hear me. I always put my onion in first before my meat. I don't know why, it's just the way I've done it. So I want them onions there just to kind of go a little bit more translucent. I don't want them to look burnt, shall we say. Now this here is just over a cup of leftover mashed potato I had from last night's dinner. So I like to kind of try and meal prep a little bit, and I'm going to be showing you how to do that in this as well. So that's not, obviously that's not for this just yet. Everybody, I think, has their own way of doing things, how they were taught, you know, way they prefer, you name it. So also in with this, just to stretch it out a bit and just to make it that little bit more healthier, I have there, again, just about 1 1/4 cups if you're doing it in that, or around 250 mils on the jug there. And this is just really cheap packets of frozen mixed veg you can get in most supermarkets. So this is coming nicely. Basically, I'm going to be making enough here for 2 dinners with the cottage pie itself. And I'm going to be using one of the IKEA 1 litre dishes in the Ninja. I will link, everything's getting steamy, I will link these down below in the description with a load of other bits and pieces that you might want to see. So I'm quite happy with them onions there now at the minute. Before that, this is 450 grams of, it's supposed to be lean mince, but I can't see it being lean mince. I am going to add on top of that a little bit of black pepper, a little bit, and she throws a load on. Now I'm adding some mixed herb, not essential, don't have to use it, whatever ones you want. Again, just that sprinkle, and you will not be surprised to know if you've been here a while, I'm also going to be adding some aromat, because for me it just makes everything taste better. And I normally use it in place of salt. So that's that. I did buy one of them, you see everybody using them now, the fancy meat chopper things, but to be honest, I just can't get on with it. And I really need to get a new non-stick frying pan, because unfortunately this one now is about, I'm going to say 5 years old, and it's just starting to not be non-stick anymore. Right, lovelies, I am going to finish off browning this and then I'll come back. Now, lovelies, I have browned this off as much as I wanted it browned off. I'm just going to turn that down to a lower heat. Now, I am going to add in a beef stock cube. Oh, I also drained, did I say that already? I just drained off a little bit of that excess fat. So hopefully this OXO cube will actually crumble this time. Yeah. So, oh, you won't have seen that video yet, I don't think. Me having the problem with the OXO cube. Yeah. If you have sort of like the more pasty ones, you can just add them in as well. I need a bigger frying pan. This is because now this has to go in. Now I'm cooking this maybe a little bit more than I would normally do if I was just making a cottage pie. And the reason being for that is I don't want all this to be cottage pie. I am kind of doing a bit of a freezer meal here too. Well, a bit of meal prep, I suppose. So some of this will go in to the cottage pie. I'll just shove that up there for now. And then the rest is going to go into a Ziploc bag or a container and will be a handy quick meal for another day. And that'll just require putting into a pan, or you could even make it again into another cottage pie. You know, am I making any sense? Let me know down below. So that's that. Now, this here, lovelies, is, we're not going to say the name of it, but you'll see it there, and it's the gravy powder. Now, I always assume, because this box is brown, that this was just beef, but actually you can use this with anything, and it's vegetarian as well, apparently, according to the side of the box, you know, just in case you were making this with corn. I've done that a few times. So I have put 1 heaped teaspoon into this was an old Nutella glass, and just then put a tiny little bit of water over the top. Now this acts as a little bit like a gravy and a thickener all in one. So all I'm going to do, just pour that around. You can add a little bit more water if you'd like for a more gravy consistency, but you don't really want it too gravy-fied when you're making a cottage pie or a shepherd's pie, because otherwise your mash seems to sort of like disintegrate down into it. So I am just going to leave that now on that lower heat, as I said, because I want some of this for another meal and I want to make sure it's safe before I freeze it, because it was pre-frozen mince. So yeah, I'm just going to leave that just for 2 or 3 minutes, and then we'll come back and we'll start assembling the cottage pie. I have just completely filmed, well, what I thought filmed, the bit of the scene where I divided things up, and yeah, didn't press record. It's one of them days. So basically, lovelies, what I've done is I have separated this out. So this is just kind of, it's cool enough now, into enough for my cottage pie. And then show you this. This little contraption here is just amazing. I got it a couple of months ago off Amazon, I think. And it just holds, no matter what size of a baggie you're using, you know, you can higher it or lower it, but then just literally clip it off. And that there is going to be a meal for, I can even turn this into another cottage pie at some point, but I'm going to put it into the freezer and I'll do it with maybe sort of some potatoes or some chips even, or something along them lines. Just while you're cooking, make that little bit extra, because you never know when you might need a quick freezer meal. So lovelies, anyway, I'm going to bring his, no, I'm not going to bring his back in a minute. I'm going to bring his down, and we're going to put our leftover mashed potato now on here. Maybe should have kept a little bit more out, but it'll be fine. Just a really handy way as well. And it's kind of where meal prep comes in. Well, I meal prep for the day next. I can't meal prep for a week. It just doesn't seem to happen for me. But the reason I like doing it like this with cold mashed potato out of the fridge as well, because it doesn't quite settle and you get all them lovely sort of yummy bits kind of seeping through when it's done. Now, you can actually put some cheese over this as well if you want, but no, we don't particularly like that, if I'm honest. I might sprinkle a bit of black pepper over the top, but I know from yesterday that it was seasoned perfectly with some butter and some salt. So yeah, I'm just going to leave that. So when I'm ready to put it into the air fryer, I will come back to you and then just show you the process. I'm ready to put my cottage pie now into the Ninja. I will say this is completely cooled down now, so yeah. If you were kind of doing this straight off, then the cooking time probably won't be as much. So that there is now in the drawer. I'm going to pop it into one. Oh, let's make the Ninja fly away. Now I am going to put this on drawer one. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not using reheat. I'm going to use the bake function, which is 160 Celsius. I will put the Fahrenheit somewhere on the screen. And because now that is basically cold, I am going to put that on for 25 minutes. So depending on whether yours is still warm or whether it's kind of like mine, well, it wasn't cold, it's not like fridge cold, then it's going to depend on how long you're going to pop it back into your air fryer for. But I will come back when this is finished. We'll give it a temperature check and everything to make sure that it's done its job with 25 minutes. And that is the most important thing I can say about using your air fryer, is make sure, I don't even know where mine is at the minute, make sure you have a temperature thingy. Like, I know this comes built in with one, but mine doesn't work, it's useless. So yeah, thermometer, temperature thingy, thermometer, something along them lines. Anyway, right, I'll be back in a sec. Well, for you, a sec anyway. Right, lovelies, this has finished its 25 minutes. I'm going to take it out and have a look. Oh, that's nice. Just a nice little bit of browning. The light from the window's not making that come up proper, but I just want to do the all important temperature check now. Yeah, 71, 72. Yeah, 72. So that's perfect. Now, I'm just going to show you a wee trick with these so that you don't, you limit scratching the side of your air fryer. So I like to put one side in first, flip that over a little bit. I know you can't see it, but it will just then be able to grab that up like that, rather than trying to shove it down. Yeah, you get the idea. Rather than trying to literally force that down in there, and you are at risk then of scraping up the drawer. So don't do it that way. Come back down. We're all over the place today, lovelies. So what do I need? That'll have to do because I can't find anything else. I think it's all in the washing up bowl. So, no, we're going to come back. Hold on. Right. Found it. Give it a quick wash. And we're just going to hopefully scoop that up. Ooh. As you can see, the steam coming off that. Yeah. So, lovelies, that there, get rid of that, is my cottage pie. Very happy. I'm not going to give you the taste test because this video's already been long enough as it is. And I've been cooking all day, which you'll get to see coming up in the future. Lovelies, please remember to give me a thumbs up if you found this video helpful. Subscribe if you'd like to. It's completely free. And yeah, just happy cooking. Bye for now.